Hi.
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 Hello, I'm Ribka as a researcher.
And I'm Vinca as director.
And I'm Elfrida as the storyboarder.
Yeah, so now we are going to explain to you about one of the topic in social linguistics. It is linguistic repertoire. Do you guys know what is linguistic repertoire? According to Vinnegan 2004, linguistic repertoire is the set of language varieties used in the speaking and writing practices of the speech community. The set includes registers, dialects, styles, accents, and etc. that belongs to the community or a person. To make it easy, linguistic repertoire is determines someone's way to talk with the addressee or other people. Someone's linguistic repertoire is affected by the language varieties that he or she knows and uses in his or her speech community. So usually this happens in multilingual communities. A person who lives in a multilingual community can use more than one different varieties or codes. For example, our friend Elfrida, who lives in Pematang Siantar, a multilingual and multicultural city in North Sumatra, but dominated with Bataknese people. She speaks in an informal style of Batak language, her tribal language, with her family and with the merchants in a marketplace. Almost each time, she uses Bahasa Indonesia in an informal style with her friends. And when she speaks with Rico, our friend who has the same ethnic group with her, Batak, Elfrida changed her dialect and even uses Batak language sometimes with him. However, when she speaks with older people from different tribal groups, she communicates with formal Bahasa Indonesia. During her study in a university, she speaks English a lot with her friends and her lecturers. Elfrida likes to listen to pop music in Korean language even though she doesn't speak Korean or understand it. So if we list the varieties she uses regularly, we can find that Elfrida uses three linguistic repertoire, includes two varieties of Bahasa Indonesia, which are formal and informal, and then Elfrida uses Batak and English. By seeing this illustration, we can understand that social factors is the main factor that leads Elfrida to use one varieties rather than another. This will be explained by Tinka.
Okay, thank you, Ribka, for the explanation of linguistic repertoire. So here's I will give you the analysis of the example, but before that, I will give some definition of the certain social factors, which is who you are talking to, and then the social context of the talk, the function and the topic of the discussion, and then turn out to be important in accounting for language choice in many different kinds of speech community. So here's the example I will share and show you. Okay, so here's the first example that Elfrida used asking for permission in informal Batak language. And as you can see here, she used formal Batak with her father because of Elfrida knows her father well, which is she have the good relationship with her father. So he used formal Batak. And then next one, the second example. Conversation with lecturer, asking for permission in formal English. So Elfrida used English because of she is a student in English department, which is it is a must for her to use English when she want to talk with her lecturer. Sometimes she uses an English with her friends, but it is dependent on the situation. And next, this one shows that Elfrida used formal Indonesia language. She talked with her uncle, but her uncle is a father or romo in Indonesia. So she used formal Indonesian language because of the connection or the relationship between Elfrida and his uncle. He wants to show the respect to her uncle. And then the last one, conversation with friends in Pematang Siantar. So here, Elfrida talk about their interest in formal Indonesian language. As you can see, she uses Indonesian language informally with her friends because of the status. Elfrida have a good relationship with her friends and they use Indonesia informally. Okay, I think that's the some analyze from me, and Elfrida will continue it deeper. Elfrida, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for Vinca for the explanation from you. It was an amazing explanation. So guys, here we should know that as speech community, we have to choose the code choice or the languages to select the appropriate language in every situation, whether it is polite or impolite. So guys, we know that there are several factors which help us to determine the variety or the model or the choice code we should use in every situation. The first is social distance. Here, it talks about how well we know each other. Example is the first conversation with my parents. I know my parents well. My parents know me well. That's why I use informal Batak language. And why we use Batak? Because we are in the speech community of Batakness. The second is status. Here, this is important because we have to know how to select the appropriate language that we should use. Example is conversation with my lecturer because the status is clear. She is my lecturer, so I have to use the formal language and the situation is formal. That's why I use formal English. And why I use English? Because I'm students of English department and then I have to use English for my learning purpose. And then also with my uncle, he is a father or Rome in Indonesia. That's why I have to respect him and use informal situation, even though he is my family, because the status is clear. And then the last is, the third, formality. Here, we can determine the situation whether it is formal or informal. Example is, if I talk with my friends or my uncle, my friends, if I talk with my friends, I use informal. And then if I talk with my uncle or my lecturer, I use formal language because it depends on the situation or formal or informal situation. The last is function. Like Vinca said, I use English because I'm in English department, so I use English in order to uh, fulfill my obeys to as English students. And then if I talk with my friends here, I express my feeling. That's why I use informal language because also the status. Okay, I think that's all from me. So there are four factors they are social, status, formality, and function. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. So that is the analyze from us. We hope that from here you can know better about linguistic repertoire from our example and from the analyze that we give to you. And thank you for the attention and see you guys. Thank you.
See you. Thank you.
Thank you.